Welcome to Amazing Fun Facts, the channel where your brain gets a daily dose of wow. Today we are going to talk about 10 amazing fun facts about motorcycles. Stick around for number 2 because it's a really interesting one. And don't forget to hit that like button. Number 1. The inertial anti-gravity motorcycle. Did you know that there was an actual motorcycle that was invented that ran on water? It might sound crazy, but the inertial anti-gravity motorcycle was an invention by Frank Malina, who was also responsible for some of the early rocket propulsion inventions used in America's space program. This motorcycle seemingly ran on nothing more than water vapor, with the machine being propelled forward by simply turning on a water faucet. However, this motorcycle never went into production and only 2 prototypes were ever built. The way that it worked was that water vapor was sucked into a chamber where superheated steam was produced at around 800 degrees Fahrenheit. That high-pressure steam was then released in pulses, giving the impression that the motorcycle was running on explosions. The first prototype was built in 1972 and the second in 1983. But both of these machines have since been lost. The original was destroyed in a fire, and the second prototype has not been seen since it disappeared from a museum in Nevada. If this motorcycle had gone into production, it would have been a much cleaner alternative to traditional fuel-powered motorcycles. Number 2. Motorcycle helmets. In case you didn't know, wearing a helmet while riding your motorcycle is not only a good idea, it's actually the law in most states. Now, despite the fact that many motorcyclists consider helmets to be a necessary evil, the truth is that they do save lives. A study done by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety found that motorcycle helmets reduce the risk of head injury by 69% and the risk of dying in an accident by 37%. Even though these numbers might be enough to convince most people to wear a helmet, sadly, many motorcyclists still choose to ride without one. In 2017 alone, more than 4,500 motorcyclists died in accidents, and almost half of them were not wearing a helmet. Despite the fact that 19 states have laws requiring helmets to be worn by all motorcyclists, 21 states only require that those under the age of 21 wear protective headgear, while the other 10 states have no helmet laws whatsoever. So if you live in one of those 10 states, please remember that even though you might think that you are a great rider, anything can happen on the road. So always wear a helmet whenever you get on your bike. Number 3. Speeding. Now when you think of speeding, you probably picture cars roaring down the highway. But did you know that motorcycles are actually allowed to exceed the speed limit? In most states, the speed limit for motorcycles is 10 miles per hour over the posted limit. Now that might not sound like much, but when you consider that the average speed limit in the US is around 70 miles per hour, that means that motorcycles can go well over 80 miles per hour and still be under the speed limit. Now before you start thinking about opening up your throttle, you should know that this only applies to interstate highways, and it's illegal to exceed the speed limit on city streets or in residential areas. Also, just because you can go faster than cars doesn't mean that you should. Riding a motorcycle at high speeds is already dangerous enough without having to worry about getting pulled over by the police. Number 4. Early models? Did you know that the very first commercially available motorcycle was invented right here in the United States? Now you might be surprised to hear that the first bike wasn't some high-tech machine with a big engine and lots of horsepower. In fact, it was a rather humble contraption powered by a 262cc Dorn Boughton engine that produced only 1 horsepower. The first American-made motorcycle was created by Sylvester H. Roper in 1862. He called his invention a bone shaker, due to the uncomfortable ride it provided. While this may not sound like much by today's standards, it was actually quite an innovative invention for its time period. For example, unlike most other early motorcycles, which had solid tires, Roper's bike featured pneumatic rubber tires that were filled with air. Unfortunately, the Bone Shaker was never mass-produced, and Sylvester ended up making only 3 of them during his lifetime. Today, there is only one known survivor, and it's now owned by the Smithsonian Institution. Number 5. Origin of the term. Now, you might be wondering why we call them motorcycles when they have wheels and cycles in the word. Well, it turns out that the term motorcycle was coined by the British. When motorcycles were first being developed in the late 1800s, they were often called bicycles with engines attached to them. This is because the basic design was similar to that of a bicycle, and the addition of an engine simply made it go faster. So in order to distinguish between the two modes of transportation, the British began calling them motorcycles. This term caught on and eventually became the official name. So next time you hop on your bike, take a moment to thank the British for giving us the word motorcycle. Number 6. The most expensive motorcycle. If you thought that was expensive, wait until you see what number 7 is. The most expensive motorcycle ever sold at auction was a 1955 Matchless G3 Cyclone that sold for $88,200 at the Bonhams Las Vegas motorcycle sale in January 2017. The bike had been owned by the same family since new, and only had 6,000 original miles on it. It's safe to say that this motorcycle is not only a rare find, but also a piece of history. Number 7. Number 7 is even more expensive. It goes for millions. The most expensive motorcycle ever sold is a $1,500 limited edition, 24-karat gold-plated version of the Confederate Hell Raven. Only 4 were made, and the price tag reflects their rarity. Now, this bike isn't just a pretty face either. It features a 113 cubic inch V-twin engine that produces 140 horsepower. It's definitely one of the most unique and luxurious motorcycles out there. Number 8. Sidecar. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a sidecar? A sidecar is an unpowered vehicle that is designed to attach to the side of a motorcycle so that one or more passengers can ride along. It typically consists of a single-wheeled cart that is connected to the motorcycle by a metal arm. Sidecars are often used by police officers to transport prisoners, or by tour guides to carry around tourists. They can also be found on some military motorcycles, such as the BMW R75, which was used by the German army during World War II. The use of sidecars on motorcycles is relatively rare nowadays, but they can still be seen from time to time. Some people use them as a fun way to ride with friends, while others swear by their stability and comfort. Regardless of how you feel about sidecars, there's no denying that they make for an interesting piece of motorcycle history. Number 9. Electric motorcycle. If you're one of the many people who are looking for an alternative to gas-powered motorcycles, then you'll be happy to know that electric motorcycles are becoming more and more popular. In fact, there are now several different models on the market that offer a quiet, emission-free ride. One of the most popular brands of electric motorcycles is Zero Motorcycles, which was founded in 2006. Number 10. Moto Parilla. The Moto Parilla is a lightweight motorcycle that was invented in Italy in 1947. It was designed by 2 brothers named Pier and Armando Parilla, and it quickly gained popularity for its unique design and affordability. The motorcycle featured a distinctive egg-shaped frame that was made from aluminum and steel. This frame gave the bike its name, which translates to motorcycle egg. Despite its odd appearance, the Moto Parilla handled well and was praised for its maneuverability. It also featured a 50cc 2-stroke engine that was mounted in front of the rear wheel. This engine produced just over 2 horsepower, which was enough to give the bike a top speed of 50 miles per hour. Overall, the Motorparilla was a groundbreaking invention that helped to usher in a new era of Italian motorcycle design. Its lightweight frame and powerful engine made it one of the most fun bikes to ride in its day, and even today, it remains an iconic symbol of classic Italian engineering. Thanks for watching our video about 10 amazing fun facts about motorcycles. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. We appreciate your support, and we hope to see you again soon.